Today we're with Zhenya from Exhale at Cronulla, and we're going to be talking about digestive health and the importance of digestive health in terms of your general well-being and your health and your fitness as well. And just these days trying to stay healthy when everyone's under pressure and stress.
Yes.
And I think there's such a direct connection between getting sick and gut health, but I'd really love for you to explain to us firstly a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, as you mentioned, my name is Zhenya. I moved here to Australia about 11 years ago and was just starting sort of my health journey after living in California for a while. Everyone's very healthy. And I just, really was there when I was in California, started to learn what exactly was right for me as far as food and exercise together, so that I felt best in my own gut. And then I came here about 11 and a half years ago, and I'd always been involved with Colonics when I was living in California, and then I kind of saw an opening here that people were just starting to get into it, and I know how much it benefited me to get my digestion right. Yeah. So I really wanted to help others.
What did you find when you first started this, your experience in health coming into a position like this?
Well, first of all, that everything ties in together.
Yeah.
A lot of the times when the clients come in to see me, their homework is actually to exercise, to either do some yoga or to get out and do some walking or things like that, for a couple of reasons, but I can get into that later. And then the other thing I've noticed in this industry is almost everyone has a digestive issue, and a lot of times we carry it from a child.
Right.
Where maybe 30 years ago or something, mom and dad weren't educated to the fact that it's a problem if we don't open our bowels once a day. So then you carry that into adulthood and think that's the norm, but then all of a sudden like a light bulb goes off and you go, this isn't the norm,
Yeah.
I should be feeling better in my gut than I am. Yeah, and for women especially, we hold a lot of our emotions in there. And when you were speaking to the dietitian the other day, he mentioned that hormone cortisol.
Yeah.
So it's our stress hormone, and especially for women, it just hangs out in here. And what does every woman want?
To reduce
nice
tummy
flat
fat.
tummy. Yeah, yeah.
So just on a point you mentioned there, how often should someone go to the toilet?
Every day. Once a day, you should open your bowels.
Is that minimum, or is that?
That's a minimum. Yeah. So men probably will move their bowels at least twice a day. People who have a lot of plant-based foods in their diet will open their bowels more than once a day. And I always refer this back to babies, right? So babies eat, sleep, and poop.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's how their system needs to work. In order to take in more milk, or when they go into solids, they need to make room in their tiny little tummies for the other nourishment to come in. So that's the cycle. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So why is it so hard for adults to follow that if we were all kind of doing that as babies?
I mean, diets change from after baby food. Some of us make really smart food choices, but some of us don't. And even the parents that, my friends who are parents that I see, the things that are in their pantry, and it's wonderful foods and they feed their kids great. I will pass one of their kids on the street and he's got a packet of chips from McDonald's. It's just what they do, and it's our job as the parents and the adults to just kind of keep educating them that healthy food doesn't have to be gross and doesn't taste bad, but it's just a part of their lifestyle, and it's good. It can taste great.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What's, I know digestive health has such an effect on our health. What are the main problems that you see health-wise, people coming in here these days? What's going on with them in terms of their gut? Other than maybe not going to the bathroom enough, what other health effects, negative health effects is it having?
One of the biggest things I see, well, besides your gas and your bloating and your constipation, one of the biggest complaints that I get from clients is the brain fog.
Right.
Yeah, so if our guts are full and they're not moving as well as they should, or we constantly feel bloated or something, the brain doesn't clear. And you know, your thoughts don't come as quickly, and everything seems like a chore. Even exercise or going to work, even though you know you've been doing the same job for several years, it's just like, oh, I just can't think straight. So yeah, that's one of the bigger, more interesting complaints. The other thing I see a lot of, and I work with a lot of naturopaths who refer here, is women who are going through hormonal changes. That will affect your gut as well.
So how does that show up? Is it moods, or is it the brain fog again? Or
it's
energy?
all of the above. So it's energy, it's mood, it's brain fog, it's the bloating, it's, you know, I haven't changed my diet, I've put on weight, you know, etc. That sort of thing.
So is there an age that people more often do this? Like can a 12-year-old come in, or would you wait till they got to more an adult age?
Yeah, well actually 12 is probably the youngest. You guessed that correctly. 12 is about the youngest that I would see a client. Of course the parent would come with them. And the treatment would be a little bit different. It would be shorter, definitely. I'd let the 12-year-old really be in control of the treatment. But then I have clients that are 77 years old. Yeah. So I have everything in between. I've got professional athletes who come in, I have supermodels that come in, I have the average 26-year-old who's just kind of learning about herself and about her health and things like that. And then I'd say the bulk of my clients are between the ages of 35 and 55. They fit into that.
Male and female?
Male and female, yeah. Yeah.
So what we're talking about here, we haven't really touched on that, is the benefit of what you do and what it is. So could you explain to us briefly what it is that we're actually talking about coming and getting these treatments?
Yeah. So I do colonics, or sometimes they're called colon hydrotherapy. And what it is just a gentle infusion of water in through the rectum into the large intestine. And then a clearing of what's in there. So what happens when we move our bowels regularly by sitting on the toilet is, if we're moving our bowels easily, comes out easily, no problem. But the colon is a tube, let's say, maybe 2 inches in diameter, and when the fiber and stuff kind of grabs and moves through the colon, it creates peristalsis action, and we move our bowels. What the water does, if you can imagine in any situation, water saturates an entire area. So with the water going in and hydrating through the large intestine and saturating the area, it gets all the stuff that's been stuck on the sides of the colon, and that is where our toxins and disease and stuff like that start to breed and hang out. Yeah.
And how often would you recommend a client to come see you?
When I see new clients, the recommendation is always to come in a minimum of 3 times to start off with. Now, I never schedule a client more than that first initial treatment, and then after that initial treatment, we have a consult, you have your treatment, and then we decide how long in between the next couple of treatments. The colon is, 5 to 6 feet long, so it's impossible to cleanse it all at once.
So by cleansing it, if you're talking about kind of like a shower, I guess, for the inside, you're washing away the bad stuff that may have been in there if you're not going to the bathroom correctly or enough. Are we talking about here things like building the immune system and being able to get rid of bad bacteria or things that are hanging around in the body? Yeah, so
70 to 80% of our immune system is in our gut.
So in gut, you're talking about
large intestine.
Right. So here, because the stomach is up here, isn't it?
Yeah, the stomach hangs out just underneath your left rib.
Yeah.
And then the colon, it's either called the gut, the colon, or the large intestine. If you see any of those words, we're all talking about the same thing.
Right.
And that is about 5 to 6 feet long, depending on your size and height and things like that. What can hang out in there is stuff from years ago. Yeah.
Years ago, we're talking about food. From years ago, we're talking about the emotional, hormonal side of things.
Well, we're talking about everything, right? Yeah, lots of stuff.
Yeah.
especially people who are heavy meat eaters, the red meat especially tends to hang on to the sides of the colon and just kind of becomes tar-like, kind of gross, but it's just the way it is. Yeah, so, and then as far as emotions, different parts of our colon holds on to different emotions. So as a yoga teacher, I can explain, you know, the solar plexus, we hang out anxiety and fear and stuff like that hangs out in there. In the lower descending and ascending parts of the colon, we hold on to fear. Over by the liver, we hold on to anger. And then over on the left side, kind of near the pancreas, we hold on to, the worry and sort of the sadness. So once we start kind of literally moving material out of there, waste, you might have an emotional reaction to it. Yeah, I've had a few people get a little bit emotional after a colonic, and I always tell them that that's normal. Yeah.
It's really interesting because there's so many health treatments out there today that I guess try and target these different things. Even anxiety and mental health is a whole other ballgame.
Yeah.
But from what you're saying, and there's a lot of research out there to support the fact that if the gut is not healthy, you're mentally not going to be healthy. You're hanging on to old emotions and old food. It seems like it can do a lot more than just get rid of bad bacteria and things, more of a mental health cleanse as well.
Yeah, well, 95% of serotonin is created in the gut.
Oh, not in the brain.
No, in the gut. So it's a neurotransmitter. That's our feel-good, one of our feel-good drugs, hormones in the body, but it's created in the gut. So, you know, for anyone who's on any antidepressants or things like that, you know, you're probably taking whatever, like a Valium or something like that, which is tricking you into feeling better, but it's not doing any benefit of the gut, for the gut to create really healthy, good bacteria so that everything can start, the whole body. So we think of things as in a very holistic way. The whole body needs to sort of speak to each other in a very kind way. Yeah.
So how long would a treatment go for?
So you're on the table for about 35 to 40 minutes. Okay. You come in for an hour session, you know, we have a chat, change, etc. Sit on the table for 35 to 40 minutes, and then finish, get yourself dressed, and then I always give you a drink that has some electrolyte and probiotic in it to put the good bacteria back in. Because with the colonic, and that's a question that I get asked a lot, is it washing out all the bacteria, the good and the bad? And the answer is all, no. But when the water goes in, it can't decide which bacteria to take out, so both does come out. But what happens when we're taking out the bad bacteria, it gives the potential for the good bacteria to grow. And I always give you a probiotic afterwards. And if you're coming in for a big series of colonics, then I will give you a probiotic to take in between sessions, just to make sure we're really replenishing and giving the opportunity for the good bacteria to grow.
Is that something we should be doing on a regular basis, having daily probiotics? We see all those commercials on TV now. Should we be buying them? What's your...
Yeah, there's you know, there's mixed reviews on that. I find that if you're, the best way to get probiotics into your body is through food. So if you like your fermented foods, like your sauerkraut and your kimchis, and the kombucha is very popular right now. If you like that sort of thing, you're getting in a lot of good bacteria that way. But a lot of people don't like that. So if you're going through some sort of a health issue, then yeah, I would say supplement with a probiotic. If you've just come off antibiotics, or you've just come out of hospital for something, or you've been sick, or perhaps you've been overseas and you got a little bit of Bali belly or something like that, then yes, I'll say let's really pump some good bacteria in.
How much does exercise and diet affect what you do?
Oh, that's the homework, you know. Sometimes the homework is diet, talking to clients about, you know, good food choices, healthy food choices for them. It's very individual. And exercise is equally as important. You know, you've got to get out there and move. The colon is a muscle. So just like any other muscle in our body, our quadriceps, our biceps, our triceps, etc., they need to be exercised so that they function at their best. Same as the colon. The colon loves exercise. So things like walking is fantastic. Just simple walking is exceptional for people who are quite constipated or have trouble moving their bowels. And you know, I also refer to yoga, because with yoga we're doing forward folds, we're twisting, we're doing all this sort of movement just to kind of, I call it squeezing out the toxins in the organs. It's like an internal massage for the organs. And the other thing, which is kind of funny, but I do prescribe that if someone's very constipated, I suggest they go out and jump on their kid's trampoline.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, the colon loves that. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's one of the, that's right, hop on over to Sky Zone. But yeah, it really works.
Yeah.
And it's fun, and you get exercise out of it.
It's such a cardio workout. Check it
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
What are the best foods then? Maybe 3 or 5 foods. If we're not into the kombucha or different things, what's something a little more mainstream for people to go, okay, you know, is yogurt still up there with probiotics?
Yeah.
Does it, the types of yogurt that you buy affect the goodness of the probiotic if sugar is added, for instance?
Yeah. So with yogurt, with those people that can have dairy, fabulous. Go out and get a really good yogurt that has some live cultures. Usually the ones that you can get at your local produce shop are the most natural. But read the label. You know, you have to become one of these people that reads the labels. And if sugar is in there, then you don't want that one. It'll say when there's live cultures in there, and that's the best one to get. You know, and those people that are slightly, you know, dairy intolerant but not completely, your option is sheep's milk yogurt or goat's milk yogurt, and then you've got coconut yogurt, which is fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as far as, you know, growing good bacteria in the gut, we also think about anything alive. So all your fruits and vegetables are going to create really great good bacteria in the gut. So I often will get people to start the day off with a smoothie.
Yeah.
How much stuff can you chuck in a smoothie?
Yeah.
It's amazing, whether it's a green smoothie or a fruit smoothie or whatever. You've got a good 5 to 6 servings of your fruits and vegetables in one smoothie. And then you can add in some, you know, maybe some macadamia oil or some flaxseed oil, or, you know, a handful of linseeds or some nuts. I mean, you can pack so much. Make sure it tastes good. Yeah. But yeah.
So eating fresh is the key. Obviously, that ties in with exercise. It always comes back to that, no matter who we talk to, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You get your insides right, then the exercise and all the other stuff you're putting effort into will actually show in your physique and your mental health.
Yeah, and your skin. One of the things that that people tell me first and foremost between their first and second appointment is, people have been commenting how good my skin looks. So the skin and the gut are very closely connected. If we start to see something come out in our skin, whether it's a bit of acne or whether it's some eczema or dermatitis or something, you have to go and say, okay, what's going on with the gut? So that's the skin is like the signal that, hello, look at me down here, something's not right.
Does alcohol affect all of that? So what's the effect? Or is that a problem? Or if someone's coming in to get these treatments and really wanting to improve their digestive health, is alcohol a problem? Because most people like a drink or two these days.
It depends on the person. Look, alcohol settles in your liver. Any drug, whether it's pharmaceutical, recreational, etc., will settle into the liver. And the liver's job is to clean your blood. So the liver and the colon work closely together to keep the body really running efficiently. So, you know, some people tell me alcohol helps them move their bowels a bit better. Some people says it makes them bloated and constipated. So again, it goes back to the person.
Sure.
Australia is a big drinking culture, and I've never say, you know, no alcohol ever. You know, following that 80-20 rule, we want to have a good time on this planet. So, but we also don't want to do permanent damage to our bodies. We've only got one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
Well, rounding up then, I guess what's 3 tips for people to take away to keep healthy digestive health and also, keep their immune system going well?
Well, I just wrote a blog on that actually about your immune system. So if you want, you can head to the Exhale blog about the immune system. But look, the thing I always say to people is drinking plenty of water. 1.5 to 2 liters per day, depending on how active you are, your age, if you are taking any prescription medications, things like that. The second one is rest. Rest is the ultimate supplement, and we don't rest enough. And then
rest is in sleep or rest from exercise?
No, rest is in sleep. Rest is in sleep, as in meditation, as in taking a 15-minute break away from your desk. Yeah. You know, just to give the body time to breathe and rest. Go outside, look at the ocean for 5 minutes, that will help. But stress is one of our biggest culprits of ill health and disease. So if we can kind of keep the stress levels down, the body will function as it should. And getting in a minimum of 35 grams of fiber per day to keep our digestion moving along. Yeah.
Great, so we should really start to be a bit more mindful of labels and things just in terms of fibre, and also try and get the yogurts that don't have sugar, so minimise the sugar, increase the fibre, water.
Yeah, and exercise. Yeah, definitely move. Yeah.
And slowing down too, you know, you made a good point about meditation and things.
Yeah.
It's people are getting busier and busier, and if it doesn't show up on your skin or your mental health, it will show up maybe with that tummy fat with the excess cortisol.
Exactly. So some people that are already going through a lot of stress and anxiety, they come in and they're telling me they're having trouble, shifting weight. And the exercise that they're doing is adding to their anxiety, so they're at this very high yang energy of exercise, boxing, cardio, weights, running, that sort of thing. You're adding to the adrenaline. And then I ask them just to go to one yoga class a week and see, and just to bring the energy more grounded. Yeah, just to get that balance. So look, I do both. I go to yoga, I go to Pilates, I weight train, I do a bit of everything, just to kind of keep that balance. So if clients can find that balance, then amazing. Perfect. I'd be super happy.
Great. Well, thank you for your time today.
Thanks for coming in.
We'll see you soon.
See you guys.
Bye.
See ya.